federal government has taken a position to promote the production and patronage of made-in-Nigeria goods as a strategy for sustainable economic development. The government has consistently encouraged Nigerians and citizens to patronize locally made products so as to boost local manufacturing, create jobs, and reduce reliance on imports. Tonight, we look at how this policy is working out in the automotive industry, considering Nigeria's population. How much success has government made in promoting locally manufactured cars, trucks, tricycles, and such? And what is government doing to stem the tide of second-hand cars flowing into the country and to encourage Nigerians to buy Nigerian vehicles? Our conversation on Newsnight is with the Director General and Chief Executive Officer, National Automotive Design and Development Council. Thank you for coming on this program today.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, I would like us to go straight into what it is the National Automotive Design and Development Council does. What do you do?
Okay, a lot. We do a lot, but I will just mention very few, maybe 2, 3.
Okay.
So because of our time.
Yes.
Generally, we National Automotive Design and Development Council we play regulatory role in automotive sector. That means we regulate automotive generally in the country. And when we say automotive, motorcycle, tricycle, and vehicle, trading car, truck, everything, anything that has to do with automotive, we regulate it. Again, apart from that, we come up with policies that will encourage investments in automotive sectors. And then we come up with policies that will encourage or stimulate the demand in automotive sector. And when there is a new technology, maybe new technology in auto sector, we come up with policy program that can lead to that adoption of those technology and then acquisition of those technology in the auto sector. So that's majorly what we do. We have a lot, if you want to mention, is about 15 to 19 mandates.
Wow. Okay, so I think the one that sticks out that sounds very exciting to me is the part of production of automotive vehicles. So how are we doing? How are we doing so far in that regard?
Okay, let me just explain. I'll make some clarification.
Yes.
We National Automotive, we the council, we are not the one that will produce the vehicle directly.
Yes.
But we come up with incentives that can encourage investment, and that's what we are doing. And then we license those entities that produce vehicles. And we do everything, put in place measures, policies, incentives that will encourage them to do more, as well as develop the local components that they are going to use. So as of today, we have a lot of companies that are manufacturing Nigerian brand. We have some that are Nigerian brand, and we have some that are international brand, but being assembled in Nigeria. For example, let me give names. Like Innocent. Anywhere you hear Innocent, or you see, you know it's purely
made in
Nigerian
Nigeria.
brand.
Yes.
When you see Nord, you know it's purely Nigerian brand. And when you see Jet, you know purely Nigerian brand. So these three are purely Nigerian. And then we have some, like when you have GAC, Shangan, these are, you have Ford, these are international brand, but assembled also in Nigeria. So we encourage either you want to come with an international brand or you want to start your own brand from the scratch. We know this both have their own challenges, but we all encourage them to go ahead and provide the necessary support in terms of policy and incentive for that. So, and again, we've gone far in meeting discussion with Nigerians to design some vehicle that we think will be economic vehicle, because we realize that if you depend on these people,
yes,
they design what they think they need, and that's what you have to get. But because of our peculiarity, so we've started engaging Nigerians, go ahead and give us an economy vehicle that can speak to our peculiarity.
Okay.
So we're on course with that also.
You also mentioned the issue of components, or I don't know how you termed it.
Okay, component development.
Yes,
local component.
Yes.
Yes.
What does that entail?
Okay, you see a particular vehicle is made up of different kind of parts.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the braking system, for example. When you say the braking system is different components that make up, that make you look at the pedal, you look at the wire, you look at the oil, the hose, you put the oil, you look at the hose that will carry the oil from this to so everything. Then you look at the brake pad, everything make up the braking system, for example. But the braking system also have made different parts. So that's one. So at the end of the day, you are going to look at the vehicle and you are looking at almost 3,000 parts, especially for ICE. ICE is internal combustion engine. Mm-hmm. Those ones that use PMS, AGO, those ones, and even CNG, the internal combustion engine. So where the economy is in the component part production. So we also encourage Nigerians to produce those ones that will have the ability and capability to produce in Nigeria.
So how are we doing in that stead?
So what we are doing in that regard is we identify those ones that are doing. We know their capability. We know their challenges now. We are working on that. And then very soon the policy to support, deliberate policy for those ones we have identified. We are going to come up with deliberate policy to support in terms of both fiscal and non-fiscal. It may be in terms of tariff and things like that to support them. And it will be in terms of funding. Like some, we are liaising with the fund provider like Bank of Industry, and then we have discovered Bank of Industry, we are pushing on their behalf as if we are the one taking the loan, but we have to do everything. Whatever, if they needed assistance in putting their document together, we do all those and then attend all the meeting. In fact, we do more of the meeting than the one they do with Bank of Industry because we understand them and we want Bank of Industry, for example, to understand them also. So all these little things are part of what we need to do. And as of today, we also understand that we need to develop an industrial park. Okay. So we are putting one up in Newe. We call it Newe Auto Industrial Park. NADDC. So Newe Auto Industrial Park is going to house a lot in time, close to 1,000, because that's the plan, to house close to 1,000 different companies. And then we are going to produce a lot of component parts. We want to move those people producing in shallows. We want to all those people producing on their own. We want to move them, aggregate them, and so that they can have shared facility. Government will be able to provide. Let me give you an instance. There's something they call press machine. So press machine is so expensive that as of today, people have those small ones, but the press you are going to use for motor vehicle, if you really want to produce the chassis, because all the chassis, the door, the fender, the body of the vehicle, they come out of press. So it is press that we give them the kind of shape, different type of shape based on the mode you have, and then you now apply the press, and then you have to, for you to be able to do that, the machine is so expensive. If you build that, complete that pack, we can have a machine, or we can get investors that will just have that machine. They have that machine. Then every other people can be using the same. Almost all the manufacturers can use the same machine.
You just program the different design.
Everybody will come with their mode. Mm-hmm. That's even what is applicable more in developed country. Mm-hmm. You come with your mode. You have your mode registered there. The day you come, you sequence your own, produce your own. Another one comes sequence. So because it makes the cost of production cheaper than myself getting a particular company investing in that, and you now use only 5% of the capacity of that pressing machine. So these are part of things we are looking at to support local component production in Nigeria.
And it's interesting, you touched on the issue of the work you're doing to also see how you can attract funding for them. Are we looking, or is there anything about also seeing whether they can get some foreign investment in that line beyond what they're seeing in country?
Yes, we discuss with all of them, especially those who are now in EV space. We also discuss with them to see how they can access foreign fund. Some of them are working on it. So when they work, we discuss with them how far have you gone, what support do you need, where they need us to write letter of support, we do the letter of support and things like that. So we encourage them to do, especially because it's easier to do when you are involved in green energy.
Oh, okay, it's easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's far easier.
Now, your component also has to do with research. In your research, what do you think is the difficulty for Nigerians to take? What's stopping Nigerians from taking up made in Nigerian cars?
A lot. It's a tough question, but I will tell you, a lot of factors contribute to that. Number one, the cost of production in Nigeria is high. Though cost of labor is low. Let's take one element, which is cost of fund. If I want to produce on large scale, I need to borrow like 20 billion naira. In Nigeria, the cost of fund is between 27 to 30-something%. Compare that one to some developed country where they want to do something of that scale, of that volume and that tenor, it can go for 6%. So it means before, as you are even collecting the money, you are already almost 21% of at this, you are already incurring additional 21% of the cost. So your cost has grew by about 21% compared to those who are manufactured outside the country. So number one. So with that, it makes our cost a little bit higher. That's one. Number two, we are not doing volume. Vehicles are all about volume. For example, we talk about parts now. If let's say Innocent is selling 200,000 units of a particular brand every year, it means some people on their own, even without Innocent's permission, they will go and start producing the spare parts of Innocent vehicle. They don't need everybody. The only thing they need is let us make the quality. So it means Innocent will not be the one now, for example, to invest in those part production. You see those ones that will be doing it. So it's just like you go to eBay and buy Toyota products. Not actually that one that's coming out of their own OEM, but we still do the job and it's of good quality. So the same way, because that volume is not there to encourage all these people, so our people have the issue of after sales, maintenance and things like that. It's part of the issue. And then Nigerians, and one other major problem is Nigerian is addicted to used car, the one we call Tokumbo. So, and because Tokumbo have shorter life cycle, because maybe some of them have been used for 6 years, 7 years, but it comes at a very cheap price compared to new one. So people are looking at, I want to ride a car. New one is selling for 30 million. I can pull 8 million and buy this. Let me use it for 3 years, even if the thing can't work again, maybe within 3 years, we raise another 8 million, 9 million. So that's what part of the reason why a lot of Nigerians are going toward.
And that is what is also working against, despite the fact that we're having more made in Nigeria cars. It doesn't seem it's being picked up as much as would have liked it to.
That's one of the major issues. But government is trying to address that. Okay. So and because you address it from both demand side as well as supply side. What we have been talking so far is from the supply side to support the manufacturers, to support the assemblers. Those ones are the supply side. But you can also support them indirectly by stimulating demand.
Yes.
Well, if you stimulate demand and someone who is selling 1,000 starts selling 10,000, things will change. Bank will be running after him. So it's become easier for him to even source for fund.
Yes.
So things like that, and then you can easily scale up. And when you scale up, your cost of production will start coming down. So that's why government on its own has taken it up. We thank our president, Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his faith in credit scheme. He believed in credit economy and auto progress more when auto sector progress more when there is credit, because in those countries people don't buy a vehicle with 100% cash down. People don't buy a vehicle with 100% cash payments. It's credit. Maybe you have 10% of your fund and then you drop it, and then credit scheme will take it. And that's why we are happy that government has started this. And even though the amount allocated to auto is still small, but we've started from somewhere and we continue to grow that way.
Okay, so I was hoping we would touch on that. I'd heard about that. I don't know much about it. So maybe you could use this opportunity to tell us about that auto credit.
Okay, so we this credit scheme has been one of the major issues in this sector. And I will tell you, there was a time we were discussing with top OEMs, the Honda, Toyota, BMW, Mercedes, and they gave us some conditions. So one of
you were discussing with them to come and set up plants here.
Yes, and one of the conditions there is credit scheme. They said it's because they don't believe people will buy vehicle 40 million, 30 million, 50 million. If you have to save it, you start work as a young graduate, and you have to save before you buy it. No, people don't want to wait that long, so they prefer, let me be using it. If I can be paying as I'm working, then good. And that's why the credit scheme came up, and we have a Consumer Credit Corporation, which federal government set up, and we partner with them so that they can put substantial fund into this sector. We thank the president and we thank the MD, Uzoma, for putting that huge chunk of their fund into auto. And the condition is you can access that fund if you are buying only local manufactured vehicles, locally assembled vehicles. So that fund is going there. You are going to make, the rate is far lower than what you get in commercial bank. We are still working with them to bring it lower again, to still reduce it. So the rate is good. The equity contribution, that is your own contribution, is also lower than what you get in commercial bank. And as time goes on, we continue to build on that volume because we need it to build volume. So to stimulate demand, we are indirectly stimulating production.
And this scheme has kicked off?
It has kicked off.
Okay.
So last month we were in Lagos, where some people bought. I told you Automotive is motorcycle, tricycle.
Yes.
And, so a lot of people then Lagos when we deliver motorcycle and tricycle made assembled in Nigeria, 100% assembled in Nigeria to the first set of beneficiaries, and then we are taking it up. We are going to go vehicle, truck, and everything.
Okay, you're actually bringing up one very important issue, the issue of tricycles and motorcycles. They appear to be one of the most accessible means of transportation for a large part of Nigeria. So we're assembling, we have manufacturers of that in Nigeria.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
We have two major ones, somewhere in Ikeja and in Ogba side in Lagos. So the two major ones in Nigeria. And we have one of the, if not one of the largest assembly in Africa. They are like that. That's every, how many is it? Every to 2 minutes, they produce, they assemble a vehicle every 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, every, and one
Wow.
will pass through the line about less than 2 minutes.
I thought most of them were imported.
Yeah, nobody will import tricycle like that or motorcycle like that now. It's gone like that. It's gone long time. That was long time ago.
Okay.
What people do is you have the component, you assemble in Nigeria. So we are working with them also to increase the local components of those ones.
Yes.
So what we have been able to achieve so far is those other ones that need additional fabrication are done here. Maybe you want to use it for logistics, you want to use it to go to farm to carry farm produce, those buckets, you want to use it. So all those ones are customized in Nigeria also to suit that purpose. We are working with them again to reduce the component they are bringing from abroad.
Okay.
Because especially and focus on those ones that can be done here. Like the chassis of the tricycle can be done here. And a lot of that's the body.
Yes.
So a lot, and the plastic parts,
we can do those.
We can do them here. So all those ones are what we are working with them so that we can start doing them here.
Let me take you to where I understand you've also been working, the issue of promoting electric vehicles in Nigeria.
Oh yeah, electric vehicle.
Yes.
Yes. I talk about new energy vehicles.
Yes.
New energy vehicle, the CNG, the electric vehicle, and electric vehicle is the future of mobility. And since it is the future, we have to work toward the future. We have to prepare, and we have to be intentional and deliberate about that. And we thank the federal government. We thank God. We thank our government for having faith in this, and they've been pushing, and then because of the interest of government, individuals are now investing a lot into electric vehicle. The investment is going to electric vehicle. First of all, why? An electric vehicle does not have the number of parts that ICE we have. So with electric vehicle, you reduce your maintenance cost, you reduce a lot of things because you don't have plenty parts. In engine, instead of having plenty parts in engine, you only have what they call motor that's going to power it. And then you have the battery. So these two are the major.
So it's reducing cost of production straight up to that extent?
The cost of production may not reduce that because of the cost of battery.
Okay.
Battery is very, very expensive.
Yes.
But apart from that, immediately the cost of acquisition is higher than ICE. Mm-hmm. But the maintenance cost over the lifespan of the vehicle is cheaper over the lifespan of the vehicle. So far cheaper. So what we have been doing is to encourage the assemblers or the manufacturer of this electric vehicle, because we want them to do more, because we see it as an opportunity for us to achieve far more. And how can we do that? I've said it time and time again that the major cost of the major cost element in an electric vehicle is the battery.
Yes.
And these batteries we have the raw material for battery in Nigeria.
Yes.
So if we can produce that and get the battery in Nigeria, I mean, we have contributed between 40 to 50% of the cost. Only battery alone accounts for 40 to 50% of the cost of an electric vehicle.
Wow. So
if you do the battery here, that means indirectly you are contributing for over 40% of the component. 40% of the cost of the vehicle locally. So that's part of what we are looking at in electric vehicle. And then electric vehicle is easier to deploy the infrastructure that will support it. Mm. So why I said it's easier is if you have electric vehicle, you can charge it in your house. Just plug it to where you plug your phone and charge. So which means you don't need to go and build something. Mm-hmm. Maybe if it is PMS, if it's a vehicle powered by PMS, you have to take it to filling station.
Yes.
But here you can decide to do everything on your own. Don't need to visit anywhere. So it's purely your decision.
We were discussing about the issue of electric vehicles. I would like to understand, outside the issue of the battery you spoke about, how are our people, the manufacturers and those assembling here, how are they taking up the challenge of electric vehicles?
They took the challenge. Even there are a lot of Nigerians interested in electric vehicle more than ICE. You should see the kind of excitement when you mention electric vehicle. You'll be surprised because, as I mentioned the other time, people realize that you can actually just do everything you want to do in your home. Charge it in your home and go. Nobody, you decide. It's nothing concern you about queuing anywhere. It's just purely yours. So you don't, if you have only one car, you don't need to even go to charging stations. Mm-hmm. But again, by the time the commercial ones are deployed, yes, you can now even go to charging station and charge if you have a big or high capacity battery that needs maybe battery that's 60 kW or 44 kW. Is different from when you have 15 kW that you can charge at your home. So a lot of people are taking it. The challenge we know and which everybody points to is that, power, energy. So where are you going to get power? But again, it means we will start looking inward. Where a lot of people are looking at off-grid. Yes. So we don't have to, with solar, you can get we have charging stations that have solar, that are powered by solar. Our own here have solar. We have the one that is powered by solar and the one. We have one in Unilag since 2021, and that one is powered by solar 100%. We have one in Onsuka, it's powered 100%. We have one in Sokoto, University of Osman Danfodio University, is powered by solar 100%. And they've been there only solar. So it means you can go off grid and then still get your vehicle to work. Wait, you are saying 2000 and... Since 2001. We've started... You mean, are there cars in these places, electric cars? We gave them electric car, we gave them charging station, and we built charging station for them. And those cars are operational? Yes. What was happening in Lagos? We were in Lagos to launch a competition among 12 universities across the country. Okay. So we want our people to design, because we need to challenge our creative mind. We have students that are very intelligent, very smart, and we have university community that are very vibrant. So we need to challenge these people, the lecturer, the student. Those creative minds, let's put them to work. Let's design our own electric vehicle. You will design, you will tell us the part we use to produce it. You are going to specify everything. It's not only design, you see it, and you tell us, this is what you are going to use here, this is what we are using here. Those things we will now go back and source them locally, because these things you are going to design must be the thing we can use locally, you can source locally. Yes, battery, we may need to import the battery, fine, yes, but you will give us every other thing that we are going to do locally and put, and then be able to bring together that. So we have two university per geopolitical zone, and we have 12 all together. So we brought them together, and we have a competition. Decide 8-seater campus shuttle bus, so that we start from the campus. If we can do that, we are going to support them. We are going to build it. After the design, we have pick a design, pick the best one. We build it, and when we build it, we start from that university community. Let's encourage our people, because we want them now to start having that interest, to know that what they are doing out there, we can do it in Nigeria with that when we give them the necessary support. How long do they have to come up with that? What we've said is 6 months. Okay. But you know the way things work when you are doing designing. 6 months, it can work, it may not work. But we've set 6 months duration for them to come up with this design. What was your criteria in picking out the universities? Yeah, we started with federal. Okay. And we pick universities that are already doing something, either in mechatronic or automobile or something, or those ones we have already established relationship with before. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the criteria we use in picking to per geopolitical zone. Just like here now we have Abuja and we have Unilorin for North Central.
Okay, I also understand you're doing something as regards training.
Yes, I mentioned the other time that capacity training, skill acquisition. So we need, because it's of no use for you. You can't build a sector when you don't build the labor. Mm-hmm. So you must be able to build the skill that will function in that sector. Mm-hmm. And that's what we have done in this regard. We organize training, what we call capacity training.
Yes.
Capacity training. We build the capacity. And we did the one we call mechatronic training, and the other one we call heavy duty training. So we normally do it around the states, heavy duty and mechatronic, because we auto is evolving it's keep on changing. And if you are not creative enough, you are not innovative enough, you miss out. So we need to train our people, even those that have been doing technique, that have been working on automobile for like 6-10 years. We need to refresh their brain. We need to up their skill so that they will know that what they were doing 10 years ago cannot work again now. Especially now that you are going to have CNG, especially now that the vehicle we are having now have a lot to do with electronics, not like before that purely mechanical.
Yes.
So we need to train them and let them know this. And then gone are the day when you do guesswork. You don't do guesswork with the way we have things today now. Now you have brain box. Now you have a place where you have almost the foods that control everything. If one food is just cut or burn, the vehicle can come down. The vehicle may not even work, depend on the type of what that feeds control. And you must be able to identify that. So it's not that you take your hammer and be hitting the engine. Some
technicians or mechanics, as we call them now, they don't even there's this diagnostic machine. So they don't even bother to use that
because they don't know how to use it. But that's part of what we are doing. We train them on how to use diagnostic machine, how to read it. If you look out there, that's one of the diagnostic machine we give to them after training. Mm-hmm. We train them how to use it, and we give them tools, especially diagnostic machine, so that they can start using it after that training. So we train them. Some of them you can even download the software to your phone, and then maybe you are here attending to another thing, and the vehicle is outside. Right here, you can be looking at the problem of that vehicle that is parked outside on your phone, because the diagnostic machine is fixed to the vehicle, and we send a message to you on your phone. So
Sorry, you lost me there. Okay, the diagnostic machine I know is the one you plug to when you want to check. Are you saying there are some that come fixed to the car?
One, you plug it to the car, and then you have the software that you can download to your phone.
And as the car is moving,
if you now connect,
and be giving
the car is outside.
Yes.
You are working on. Yes. It will be sending the message. So just as if you are using diagnostic to look at it, you can be using from your phone because it's already fixed to the car.
Okay.
And then you are here, and then you work on you know where the problem is from your phone. You read everything, and then go to where the problem is. If it is fixed, go there and change it. So this is what we are training them on.
So the training is for how do you select those who get
we work majorly with NADDC. Okay. That is the Association of Auto Technicians. Okay. So they pick, because we always ask them that they make sure that go around all the local governments, so that and if someone have attended one, then it can come for the next one. Another set of people
so that
come for the next one. It goes round, and then you can now go back and train those other people that have not been trained before.
How many centers do you have now?
Where we do training. Even we do training across the country, either we have center or no, but we can easily get workshop that we are going to use for those that we use for training. Like the one we did in Yola, we don't have center in Yola, but we did training in Yola.
Okay.
Like we use modern workshop that are available.
Okay, while you were talking just now, you actually touched on another type of vehicle, that the CNG, which is something I know government has also been interested in. The issue of trying to see that outside PMS vehicles, electric vehicles, we also try to look at CNG vehicles.
Yes.
Yes. What are your...
Okay. Since when the current administration came in,
Yeah.
the president announced the stoppage of subsidy. So subsidy, no more subsidy
Yes.
on PMS. And if there is no subsidy, it means you have to pay the market price for PMS. Then the price jump up. But the government provide alternative to that PMS.
Yes.
And that alternative is CNG. Let me start by saying Nigeria is a gas nation. We have a lot of gas in abundance. So how if we have gas, for us, it's no brainer that we have to start using what we can produce or what we have in abundance. We have a modern crew, so we use gas. And apart from that, the gas is cheaper, is cleaner, is better for the environment. And if that is the case, even you make your engine better. So if it is the case, then why are we not embracing it? So we embrace it, and government supports that. And we embrace it. We did training for those people that want to, technicians that want to do conversion. We did training for them, and we license workshop that want to be go into conversion of PMS power vehicle to CNG power vehicle.
Is that something also our local car manufacturers are looking into?
A lot of them are already doing it direct from factory.
Okay.
But while some are now doing for their own vehicle that are already out using PMS, they do the conversion for them. But you can also go to workshop accredited by us. They do conversion also.
Okay. I understand recently you had a meeting with the Association of Motor Dealers.
I'm done.
Yes. Well, what was all that? What was that?
Because it's all about the consumer. It's all about those people that are buying vehicles from the AMDON. Because we realize that some of these vehicles are substandard when they bring them in as a used vehicle. So, and some of them, when you want to trace them, you couldn't even trace. Some people buy from dealer today, you get there tomorrow, you see them by the roadside, after you bought vehicle from them, you get there tomorrow, they say, oh, that person has only one vehicle, and you bought that one vehicle, and the person is no longer here. So we need to be able to trace, and people will trace. I bought vehicle, but when I came here, I saw plenty of vehicles. Everybody have their own start. We need to identify who they are. We want to know those people that are playing role here. Number one, we need to regulate them. Number two, we need to make sure that if anybody bring in those substandard vehicles, can trace it to whoever is bringing them in. Because we don't want Nigeria to be a dumping ground for all this. A lot of vehicles that are coming in that don't conform to ISO standard and not conform to SON standard. So all those ones cannot come in. And we need to start by sensitizing AMDOM and then work with AMDOM, collaborate with them to fish out those ones that are not dealers but are coming in to do all those illicit acts that are now common among
This is really nice, because there's some who also, you hear of stolen vehicles and it appears it's traced sometimes, and that is what is sent to the country.
That's part of major reason, part of the reason. I just don't want to mention that before, but it's part of the major reason why we are doing that now. Okay. Because we are going to license them, we are going to know their detail, and we are going to know the vehicle you bring in.
Beautiful.
So as you are bringing your vehicle, we know the type. So if at the end of the day, your vehicle, and we make sure that your vehicle have VIN, and the detail of that VIN must not be deleted over there. Because if it is deleted, it means something is wrong. So it means you can't trace it.
Yes.
So we must make sure that every vehicle is traceable, and then be able to trace it to whoever is bringing them to Nigeria and who is selling them in Nigeria.
Okay. One issue that I think, which you've mentioned as we're talking, has to do with the issue of clean energy, the issue of the ecosystem, the issue of environmental impact of vehicles. I don't know what your stance is in the council, especially for these people that were saying, while we're happy and trying to encourage production, how are we doing the balancing with the issue of environmental pollution.
Yeah, that's right. New vehicles have lesser emission.
Yes.
So, and part of what we are doing, we are working with SON to very soon we are going to release it. And day before yesterday, we are on, we launched, the Minister of State for Industry launched end-of-life vehicle. Okay. So it's a regulation that we are pushing now, and it's already effective now after the launch. The regulation is to take care of those vehicles that have reached their end of life that are still on Nigerian road. Those ones we need to do something about it, because we need to do something about our environment. We need to do something about our safety. We need to do something about our health. So all these things has to be, and it's all encompassing. And again, we ask a lot of these vehicles that are already become constitute danger to human health. We have to find a way of taking them off the road.
Please, first of all, before we go, when you say end of life, cars to have a shelf life.
Yeah, cars are end of life. So you see, in developed country, you take your car for test once in a year. Mm-hmm. In Nigeria, there is something called roadworthiness.
Yes.
What roadworthiness means is not for fundraising or improve internal generation of energy. It's for every vehicle to be tested and confirmed that they can be on Nigerian road.
Yes, I thought that meant that they're in a good state. Their shocks are working and all.
Yeah, so some of these vehicles are already out of they've reached their end of life. So the vehicle can reach end of life due to accidents. Okay. Can reach end of life due to poor maintenance. So we are in one state, and the state have started implementing this kind of tests. And a lot of vehicles, more than 70% of the vehicles are failing. So there are some, they fail, but they can be corrected. Okay. There are some that will fail, but that means they have to be off the road. Mm-hmm. And those ones are going to be categorized as off the road. They don't conform. So if they don't conform that's why we work with road safety, police, VIO. They are the ones that will now implement and ensure that those ones that don't conform are off the road. Okay, and
is a policy, you said the regulation has just been put in place?
Yes. So we are going to have facility that we buy these vehicles from the owner.
Okay.
And sort them, dismantling, plastic here, glass here, steel here, rubber here, and then recycle. 90% of what is on the vehicle you can recycle them. So what that means, and then when you see a particular vehicle, 25% of the body of every motorcycle or of every vehicle is coming from recycled products. So every year, about 14 million vehicles are recycled worldwide. Mm-hmm. So then we also, because it's a big economy on its own, so we also have to play a role in that. So that iron, those vehicles powered by the roadside that is rusting, the metal, the iron, the fabric, all those things can be recycled and generate money from it. So these are parts of what we are looking at. That regulation alone, we are looking at it creating 40,000 jobs. And it's worth the economy, if well implemented, when we finish implementing, and the kind of investment we are looking at, to be able to create economy of 100 billion naira every year.
Okay, so but this regulation that was signed now is something that we're hoping will be implemented across the country?
Across the country.
Oh.
But we need the state, we need the VIO, we need road safety, we need everybody to be involved. States are already doing roadworthiness.
Yes.
But we need to do proper roadworthiness. Because the essence of roadworthiness, vehicles that are not supposed to be on the road.
Yes.
Some cannot be on the road because of emission standard.
Okay.
Some cannot be on the road because of the lights. Some cannot be on the road because of the chassis. So majorly, if the vehicle have chassis issue, majorly they have gotten to the end of life.
Okay. Let me take you with the final so that we round up. What do you see as the future of Nigeria's automotive industry? What do you see?
Bright future.
Yes.
I see bright future. I see prosperity. I see good growth, because a lot of people are now having more interest, and including you. If you don't have interest in automotive, you won't be doing this interview. It means a lot of interest are coming in, and then they are going to a lot of investment are coming into auto, and then the prospect is bright.
Okay, but how do you then, if you put that against the issue of funding for the sector?
That's it. That's why I say a lot of investment is coming in. Investment will come from private sector. It's not going to be done by government alone. Those OEM are far richer than governments.
Yes.
So they are going to put money in it. Every country, no country play with automotive. No country play with automotive because it's huge and have a lot of multiplier effects.
What is our play with other countries? I know you said some countries have started assembling plants here. Are we seeing an increase?
There's a lot of increase in
interest.
Increase in the number of assembled vehicles per year now, compared to what we used to be.
Even though it appears a lot in Lagos, it appears it's Lagos that has.
It doesn't really matter where the vehicles assemblers are located. As I'm living now, we are launching a product, a bus, electric bus, 100% somewhere in Wuse today. The assembly plants in Idu, but we are launching it in their office in Wuse. So it means not only Lagos, depend on where you want to start your industry.
So as the MD or as the one that is helping to encourage Nigerian production and all that, what would be your plea to Nigerians?
My plea to Nigerians is to have faith in Nigerian goods, patronize Nigerian vehicles. Nigerian made vehicles are as good as the one you are buying up. Patronize them, and also, as I said, have that faith. Then, if we do that collectively, we can develop the auto sector in Nigeria.
But this is just not to Nigerians, this is also to government.
Everybody.
Thank you so much. Well, a lot still has to be done and must be done in this sector. But we can look forward to the day when we all drive on our roads, look around, and see more made in Nigeria cars. Even now, I wonder, how many of us will prefer to drive a made in Nigeria car? Well, let me know, and also send your reactions and comments to the developments in the automotive industry. Our social media handles and email address is here for you on the screen. Remember, you can also play back this episode or a past episode on YouTube. Go to Channels TV, search for Newsnight under playlist, and select any one of your choice. Now, this is where I bow out today. Thanks for staying with us. Take care.